Welcome to the Champ and the Chump Fantasy Football Podcast. I'm your host, Corey Idle, aka the Chump. And honestly, before I introduce my co-host, Mr. Willard, I gotta say, if I ever get picked up by the police and arrested, and they're like, "We caught the Chump," I'm gonna be so pissed off. It's not even funny. That's my actual AKA. That is not okay with me. Anyway, joining me, as always, somebody with a much better nickname on this show, the champ himself, Mr. Lou Willard. Lou, I heard something recently yesterday, pulling up some facts about you. DJ Khaled actually wrote the song "All I Do Is Win" about your fantasy football success. That is insane.
It seems to be the case over the last few years. I'm on a heater right now. I'm looking forward to beating up on some of our listeners as we form the listener leagues this year. So with that said, guys, welcome in or welcome back to the Champ and the Chump, and we look forward to providing another great episode for you.
That's it, and we're going to make it as difficult as we can for Lou because we are doing our way early AF wide receiver projections. I have included rookies on my list based on mock draft projections. So let me say this before we get started for both myself and Mr. Willard. If you use this list and you're like, lock, these guys are in, this is how I'm drafting, you're a bigger chump than I am. You can host this damn show. Don't do that.
You got that right.
Don't do that. This is to give you an idea, jumpstart some names in your head.
Yeah, because this is a great rookie class as far as the wide receivers go, like with Carnell Tate being projected at 5 to the Giants, stuff like that. Like, I don't have the rookies on my list. You know, the Champ doesn't. So what I'm basically doing with my list is I just looked at the list. I pulled all the receivers, and I just said, okay, I think these guys will be in the top 40 next year. Now, as teams draft, like, this will come out again. This same list will come out, what you think, 3 more times?
At least.
And then right before the season starts, I'll have a list with projected points. I'm not getting the receptions and yards, but I think I'll give you how many points I think they'll score on the season. And we'll see how close I get. Should be fun.
If you're the champ, you're going to get pretty close. Me, I threw in the average points per game just for fun. Why? Because I'm a chump. Let's get started, Mr. Willard. At 40, who do you got?
And I have a guy that no one else is going to have, and blew your mind because you didn't clearly have him. Not on anybody's radar. It's Calvin Austin III. And when you go back and look at our last episode, you'll see my Steelers shirt. So there is a little bit of Homer in it, a little Homer and hope. I got a little double H in there, Homer and hope, that Mike McCarthy will unlock this kid's talent because he is talented. He has a ton of speed. He's smaller, though, but he can give you the deep route, and he also gives you over the middle work. But Pittsburgh just wouldn't throw him the ball. He's running around wide open, and I just can't see Mike McCarthy making that same mistake. That's why Pittsburgh hired it. So I think Calvin Austin III is going to establish himself as the number 3 receiver in Pittsburgh. He's not a number 2, but a number 3. But I think he'll produce enough because of the quick, short passes and stuff, and again, PPR, to put him in this top 40.
I love it. I'm kind of going a similar route. As Lou said, I did not think of Calvin Austin. I thought of Ricky Pearsall out of San Francisco. I think that wide receiver room is going. I mean, Brandon Ayuk is still MIA. He's on a milk carton somewhere.
He's done. John Lynch said he's played his last down for the 49ers.
And you got Juwan Jennings and a couple guys there that can actually throw down. But I think Ricky's going to have a unique position, being able to play in that slot, being able to stretch out to that 2 position at times and draw away some of what could potentially be double coverage for them. I have him averaging, though, just to give you guys an idea, at the 40 position with Ricky Pearsall, that's an 8.5 to 9.5 points per game is where I have him. Not awesome, but when you're talking about 40, it ain't bad.
And you're talking about these are your number 3, 4 receivers.
Yep. If you're starting one of these guys, you're in trouble.
Yeah, these are not your starters. And I actually looked at Pearsall. If we would have went 50, I would have had him in there. The biggest concern that I have about him is what everybody has. Can he get on the field? He's constantly hurt. So I'm not sure he's going to get on the field enough to break this, to break into the top 40. But if he is on the field, he will. because as you'll hear me chew my food again as we get into other players, McCaffrey can't get 400 plus touches again next year.
That's it.
And Kittle's coming off an Achilles. And you'll hear this again when we get to Juwan Jennings.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, I see where you're going with that, because it's somebody's got to get the ball.
No, exactly.
That's all that boils down to with him.
Number 39, I got Lou, Alec Pierce, Indianapolis. He's just deep threat. Really, he's going to catch a couple deep balls every year, rack up those kind of points. And again, 8.8 points, 9.8, somewhere around there. Who you got?
See, this list is going to be great.
Oh, it's going to
be. I have him too, and he ain't nowhere near where you got him. And I'll explain why when we get to him.
Okay.
But that being said, and this one here, I have Jordan Addison, Vikings.
Okay, I see that.
And I think I'm going to be pretty close with this one. McCarthy likes him, but who's the coach over there? Anyway, the Vikings. No, they have to get Justin Jefferson the ball. What were they doing this year? Not even throwing him the ball.
Yeah.
I mean, they spent so much time, especially down the stretch where he had like the 3-game stretch with less than a total of 10 points. Come on, man. He should be getting 10 targets a game. At least 10 targets a game. And I think they'll realize that, because this is a team that still went 8-9 or 9-8. They were not terrible with bad quarterback play. Yeah. And you didn't get your best player involved for half the season. So I think they'll see that. While they see that, they'll also still give Justin Addison the ball. But now you'll still force even more coverage over to Justin Jefferson, because I think he's legit top 3 receiver in the league. I don't think you can argue that. Right. But so I see Jordan Addison. There's enough offense in Minnesota for him to be in. I say I got him at 39, but I can see him being between that 35, 39. So like I said, I put mine together in blocks of 5. So I'm hoping to miss no more than 5 spots with any of these guys.
I like it. And just as a note for you, you had the Irish nationality right. It's not McCarthy over in Minnesota. It's O'Connell.
No. McCarthy's in Pittsburgh with Calvin Austin.
Yep. So top of the morning to you.
No, I forgot Minnesota's coach. I said McCarthy for Pittsburgh, but when it came to Minnesota, I was like, it's Kevin. But I wanted to say Stefanski. But I know it ain't Stefanski because he's in Atlanta. So, but O'Connell, thank you very much for looking that up. But
it's an all Irish party over here. Who you got at 38, my man?
38. This guy, I got a feeling this one could go. He may be low. Troy Franklin, Denver.
Okay.
Because they've slotted him in to be their do-all guy. So, and what I've noticed about him, they're handing him the ball too. So he might get you 2-3 points on the ground. You know, he might get you 20 yards rushing. He might get you that rushing touchdown. So because they're giving him jet sweeps and everything, and dude got some crazy speed, and he's that gadget guy over the middle. He does whatever they need him to do. Yeah. And Sean Payton loves that style of guy. Loves that guy. So he'll crack this top 40. It's just a matter of where. And I have him right here just slipping in at number 38.
I like it. Mine, 38, I got Parker Washington, slot receiver for Jacksonville. Basically, Brian Thomas Jr., Jacoby Myers, they're gonna have coverage problems, especially with how Lou said the safeties are dropping back more in that high cover too. So I just think that opens up the slot for this young man to get in there and do a little dirt. And I mean, it's volume. He's a volume guy.
See, and that's the thing. And like I don't think he made my list, but I have the other 2 receivers on this list. And I went back and forth. Do I put him in or do I put BTJ in? But BTJ is the guy they took very high, so I think they're going to force him the ball. But Jacksonville has a Green Bay problem. You have so many guys, the ball gets spread around so much. What realistically is the ceiling for any of these guys?
Yep.
Do you have a Green Bay guy on this list? I put my list together. I can't think of. I do. Hell, it's coming up in 2 picks. As I look at my list. But I have one.
Yeah.
They have 3 receivers that I would love to go to the Pittsburgh Steelers. But
100%. And I also think
like,
Jacksonville's big problem is going to be their running game. They have a very good one, and they love to run the ball. That is the central point of their offense.
and they have to bring back Trevor Etienne because he's a free agent. So
Yes.
they don't sign him, they better be drafting one.
Say word. 37, a man near and dear to my heart because of his football play, not necessarily personal choices, allegedly. Stephon Diggs, New England wide receiver. It's all volume. He's a lot like Parker Washington. I have him at 37, getting close to 10.5 points a game, all volume.
Yeah, and he's going into year 11. So
Yeah.
there'll be some slowdown with him. There's a couple guys I have on the list that's going to experience a little slowdown. He's one of them. And hell, hopefully he's not. Hopefully him and Jordan Addison aren't even in jail by the time the season starts.
That's what I'm saying.
But this isn't that show. We're not getting into anybody's off the field stuff. But
Nope.
they both have some stuff looming. But yeah, I can see him. He's going to be in the 30s. He'll be in the 30s. He's a consistent ball player.
Who you got sitting at 37, sir?
This guy, I didn't even make any notes past his name.
Mm-hmm.
It's because, number one, where's he going to be? And if he goes back to where he's at, he's on a great receiving core, a very good receiving core. They're not great yet.
Yep.
DJ Moore. But now you're playing with Luther Burden and Roma Duze and Colston Loveland. So, and they love to run the ball. And he's the older guy, and he's kind of being phased as the odd man out. But when given opportunity, whom they also hand the ball to so he can get you a rushing touchdown,
Mm-hmm.
he can produce. But he's got to be given the opportunities. But I can't see him falling out of the top 40. I just can't see it.
No, that would be a tough one.
But I would be shocked if he's their number one because of the way Luther Burden broke out. And they went so high on Adunze, they're not giving up on him. Well, first off, there's nothing to give up on. He's playing okay.
Oh,
But
yeah.
I think they want even more out of him after drafting him. I believe what was 9th overall, somewhere in the top 10 in there.
Well, I think you hit the nail on the head. The biggest problem with him is the emergence of Luther Burden. That dude's just a dog.
Come on. And the emergence of Colston Loveland.
Yes.
I mean,
100%.
so because that big fella got to eat and he can run.
Oh, yeah. And we
So-
talked about what Ben Johnson's done for Caleb Williams in the last show and how he's heightened the tight end position in that
Yeah.
offense. So, yeah. Colston Loveland might be the highest ranking Bear I have on my list of any position.
Yeah.
You got Caleb, don't you?
Well, I'm thinking you got tight end, so that's really it's kind of a skewed stat because
Yeah.
tight end. It's not running backs or receivers. I'm like, how the hell is he that high on your list? But he played tight end. That makes sense. So it's kind of it narrows the field.
I'm taking the politician's way out of that conversation.
Yeah, you caught me off guard with that one because you narrowed the field real quick.
All right, now we get serious, Lou. For early AF picks, we're looking at the 36th position. This is potentially your wide receiver 3, locked into your starting position in that flex spot, or if you run a 3 receiver league. But what we're doing for our purposes, it's always going to be 12-team PPR. So,
Yep.
Who you got at 36, sir?
There's my Green Bay guy, Romeo Dobbs. Guy with the big padded helmet running around out there. He doesn't get a lot of opportunity, but he always seems to take advantage of the ones, that he does.
Yep.
So he might only get you 4 or 5 catches, but they're going to average 16 to 18 yards a catch, it seems. And then he'll get that touchdown for you. So this guy is going to break in. I mean, I could see him being a flex starter. You know, he's a number 3 starter. If I had him on my roster, I would start him. And then you start him, but you don't watch the Green Bay game. He's
Right.
watch the game. Do not watch he will drive you crazy because he'll nothing. Man, this third quarter dude got 2 catches for 10 yards. Fourth quarter, 3 catches, 40 yards and a touchdown. Oh,
Yep.
don't watch the game with Romeo Dobbs. Don't watch the game if you have a Green Bay player. I mean, I'll watch them because I like football, but they drive you crazy.
Yeah.
The way that ball gets spread around.
They are aggravating as hell. This may surprise people. At 36, and there's a lot into it, but I got Marvin Harrison Jr.
Okay.
Reason being, one, that quarterback situation is a disaster. I have no idea what's happening there. And ownership for the Cardinals has consistently been, since they came to Arizona, much like the Bengals. We don't give a shit about winning a Super Bowl. We're here to get fans in the seats and have a tax write-off. That's what they're there for. So I have no faith they're going to fix anything in that system.
Their quarterback position is set because Brissett is under contract. He's under contract for a year.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, you would think he's 46 years old to look at him. Dude's 29. He'll be 30, I believe. And he did not embarrass himself or that team. They were putting up points. Marvin just got to start producing because Michael Wilson stepped in there. And these guys are going to be in contention. So this is not a bad spot. Like, I don't know what the new coaching staff is going to think about Jacoby Brissett. I would, if you had to have him for a year, okay. But I'd be looking for a quarterback. I absolutely see. Hell, Marvin Harrison is on my. We haven't had the same guy yet.
No,
but guys that you have, I have on this list. So that's where it's going to get interesting because I'm saving all these lists to see where I end up moving them and where they wind up at. It's going to be pretty interesting.
Yeah, no, it's going to be fun. I think the quarterback, the consistency Marvin's had, and some of it's not his fault because the hype behind this dude since he came out has been insane on what he should have done. Allegedly, what he should have done.
Then he had a quarterback that didn't like him.
Exactly. Quarterback didn't like him. Coaching staff has been overturned multiple times. And then he's had injury problems recently. It's just there's too much in flux in that locker room for me to put him any higher, frankly.
Yep.
35. Here's another name that might shock you. Brian Thomas Jr. Lou just mentioned him earlier. Reason being for me, they're using him a lot as a vertical threat. He's turning into, and it's not, again, this isn't him. This is the system, but they're making him into that Mike Williams run straight. Okay, you ran straight 4 times. Now turn it into a post. Touchdown.
And I think they'll adjust all that. I just didn't see room for 3 wide receivers from the Jacksonville Jaguars to be in the top 40. That's the only reason Parker Washington did not. I don't believe he made my list. I could be wrong, but I don't think he did.
That's fair.
But if he didn't, that's the only reason why I just didn't see room for 3 because Jacoby Meyer and Brian Thomas Jr. did. And I'm just like, I don't think Jacksonville has the capacity to get 3 guys in the top 40 because it'll be somebody's going to go big, somebody be okay, and somebody will have 2 catches for 9 yards one week.
Right.
So that there's not going to be enough consistency spread throughout the team to feed 3 guys in the top 40. But I could see why people think there will because the talent is there. So it makes perfect sense.
Well, who do you have, by the way? Terrible segue into your pick, but I'm like, who do you got?
We're on what, 35?
35.
We're going back to the San Francisco 49ers. I have Juwan Jennings.
Okay.
Why? For the same reason. Guys, go back and look at the beginning of the show when we talked about Ricky Pearsall. It's the same thing. Except Jennings is their number 1, and he has been more reliable than Pearsall for staying on the field. Mm-hmm. And again, it's a war of attrition. They got to get the ball to somebody. So we're not going to repeat what we just said 5 minutes ago.
Nope.
Same thing.
Roll us right into 34 then, sir.
Yeah, then 34, this one, I almost missed this guy, Mike Evans. I almost completely missed him.
Oh, and we were so close. We were so close
to having one of the same numbers.
So close.
Excuse me. But and Mike Evans, he's got one more run in him. Like, he's a free agent. He can go wherever he wants. His ass ain't leaving Tampa. No. If he does, I will be shocked. because now you're to the point of your career. The Glazers they've become good owners.
Mm-hmm.
Why you leaving? Now this is about life after football for him. Yes, we can all go, you should have enough money. Rah, rah, rah. Boo hoo, cry me a damn river. The man is set up for life just by staying in Tampa. He's always got a spot in that organization. 10 consecutive 1,000-yard seasons. He's got one more run in him that can put him as a number 3 receiver on anybody's team. Anybody's team.
100% agree. I have it 34. So close. Damn, I wanted that. Michael Wilson, Arizona's other receiver. Again, like Luz just said, rewind it a couple minutes. Every reason he just said about Michael Wilson emerging is why I have him above Marvin Harrison Jr. right now.
What's funny is when you started out with Michael, I was going to say we just had the guys reversed. Because I thought you were going to say Michael Pittman Jr. That's who I have at 33. I know I just got us out of turn. But
no, go for it.
I thought the first name, transition was pretty slick. I'm like, we just had him backwards, but you said Wilson. But I have at 33, I have Michael Pittman Jr. Alec Pierce is going to get paid somewhere, and we'll get to Alec Pierce because we'll talk about him because he's on my list, and I'll go to why I have him where I have him. But this guy's he's the number 1 receiver there. The biggest question about him, and all I wrote down, who is quarterbacking? If Daniel Jones can get back, he will be a number 3 receiver. If it's Anthony Richardson, you can't start him.
No. So
this is a guy. When the show I'm looking forward to the most that we'll do is already next year, probably right after the Super Bowl or right before the Super Bowl, where we were right, where we were wrong. I can't wait on that show.
Oh,
Can't wait. I mean, we're a year away from that show, and I can't wait. And these rankings will change because if they announce Anthony Richardson, this dude falling out of my top 70.
100%.
Anthony Richardson's terrible. But I have him at 33 right now with the expectation that Daniel Jones will be the quarterback or they'll bring in Matt Jones. I just can't see them going and handing that ball back to Anthony Richardson.
No, I completely agree. I already spoiled mine. 33, I had Mike Evans. Everything Lou said. Yep. Just put quotes around it, and it sounds smarter than anything I could possibly say. 32. This is where I start to dip into my rookies a little bit. I got Jordan Tyson. I have him ranked there simply because he's a rookie. They all come in, and they all come in pretty hot. And 90% of what he's going to get is going to be yak. He's going to be a yak monster.
Where do you foresee him going?
Believe it or not, and this is the reason he's so low, I got him going to the Jets. Yeah. But I think
What round you thinking? Because number 2 overall, they're taking Avril Reese.
Oh yeah, not 2. They're gonna they got a trade from the Colts for Sauce.
Oh, that second first round pick. Yeah.
Yep. At 16.
So I forget what number that. Yeah, 16, mid-teens. Yep. Yeah. Okay.
That's where I have him going. And it's simply gonna be they got to pass to somebody. Garrett Wilson is gonna be, if they're gonna cover anybody, it's gonna be Garrett. And again, I think this is your. Oh yeah, he's a beast. He's high in my list. But yeah, I think Tyson has a chance to really put together some short dumps, get your 1 point for the catch, and then he can just rack up yards after the catch.
Yeah, get some of that yak.
Yep, and that's the first wild pick I'm taking. Wild pick.
Yeah, that one's wild. That was wild, especially when you plucking him to a team that doesn't have we don't know who quarterbacking.
Yep.
Have any idea who's quarterbacking. But
fantasy football.
So, that's what it's about, baby.
Let's go.
So I seem to go from old man to young man back to 31 with another old man, my man Devontae Adams. And let's just be honest. If all my man doing is catching touchdown passes, he's the new Chris Carter out there. He just catching touchdown passes. And he and Puka on this list are going to go, do you think Matt Stafford has another run in him? If he does, these guys will be This guy's going to fall about right where I have him. If he doesn't, then Puka's going to drop out of the top 12, and Devontae is going to fall off the list if Stafford doesn't have another year in him. But this guy can still play. He's still productive. You still have to guard him or he'll light you up. And once you get inside the 5-yard line, he's scoring touchdowns on you. So he's going to get you points in chunks.
Yep.
He might have 2 catches, 4 yards, and 2 touchdowns. People, that sounds like, what is that, 14 fantasy points. Right out the gate, he's done nothing but catch 2 balls.
That sounds like Mike Vrabel's career stat line.
Exactly.
I love it. 31, I have Emeka Egbuka. For the record, huge fan of his. Drafted him last year. He won me so many games that I had no business winning early on. Couple reasons I have him this low. One, it's going to be crowded. You got Mike Evans coming back. You got Chris Godwin, and you got Emeka Egbuka. 3 strong receivers. Even though Chris Godwin did not have a good season. But
they still have the other young receiver as well. So they're going to start factoring him in too.
And let's face facts. Either the offensive scheme or the offensive line for Tampa Bay is so shit dick awful, they pass to the running back almost as much as New Orleans does. The running backs, the receiving running backs in Tampa Bay will be ranked higher than probably most of the receivers because it's so crowded, and Baker loves that check down to those guys.
And I think he checks it down a lot because he can't see over the line.
That's probably true.
If you and I don't know Baker personally, but I have met him. I bumped into him in Nashville. I'm 6 feet tall, and I'm a couple inches taller than Baker. I mean, they might be measuring him in his cleats or something, but I bet you he's 5'9", 5'10", and he can't see over the line. Like dude was short. No, he was short. I mean, he was not 6 feet tall. If that's
that'd be like
they're lying.
That'd be like our producer Armando being the starting quarterback. That ain't gonna work.
Yeah, and plus he don't have an arm.
No,
but that's probably why they do so many check downs is because of his lack of ability to see. Because when you look at it, some guys are running wide open. He's not hitting them. Especially last year, they fell apart. The whole thing went bad in Tampa.
That's it. And that's the other reason I have these guys ranked low is I don't know what they're going to be next year. I really don't. I don't know what that team is. Yeah. At 30, I have Roma Duzier. Again, it's like Lou said about as we covered most of Chicago's guys, DJ Moore in particular. It's crowded. It's crowded, and he's not been the man so far. It's Burden. Burden's the dude on that team, and Loveland, as Lou said. So, who do you got at 30? And unless you want to cover Rome a little bit.
I'm just saying, you and I talked about him a little bit before we start recording, and we talked about it earlier too. I think as I start to adjust my projections that he will he'll be in my top 50. He's in my top 50 now, but we're doing top 40. Yeah. And I think he might end up cracking this list out there as we go along, see what the draft and stuff looks like. But number 30, I have Jacoby Myers, Jacksonville. The trade for him was great. Lawrence loves him. The coach loves him. And he went down there and start producing right out the gate. And I don't foresee that changing anytime soon.
No.
But and I'd have him higher, but they love to run the ball. I mean, these cats, which I love too, being a former running back. I love teams that love to run the ball. But that's going to hinder his production because you do have Parker Washington and you do have BTJ. They got to spread it around, so. But I think he's going to be a top 30 receiver.
Dig it. And who did you have?
That was Jacoby Myers.
Jacoby Myers, that's right. Damn it. I just totally blanked on who we were talking about. I looked at my list again and I went, wait a second. Is he talking about my guy?
Because I keep jumping from your guy to my guy.
Who you got at 29, Lou?
29. And this guy I didn't even have on the list. And then I went back and looked at it. And remember, I talked so much in the last show about who's coaching, what's the scheme. And then I said, I got to go back and get this guy. And he may move up, Ladd McConkey.
Okay.
Lad McConkey. Mike McDaniel is the offensive coordinator now, former Dolphins coach. This guy could come out and be like Jaden Waddle, and he's going to be running off. He's going to be a target monster under this new offensive system.
100%.
The Chargers are going to be a dangerous team next year because I'm not going to say you can't lose both offensive tackles for the whole year at the beginning of the year again, because you can. That's the 49ers. But the odds are slim and none unless you're the 49ers. So if the Chargers keep that line intact, Mike McDaniel going to have them putting up some points. And this young man is going to be the beneficiary of it.
I like it.
Running back Omar and Hampton, but we'll get to them on some future shows. But that's why I have him as 29, and it would not surprise me if I missed low. He could crack the top 20 just based on system and this being PPR.
I'd love it. That'd be a great pick. 29. I'm sorry I got him this low, Lou. DK Metcalf. I don't know what's going to happen in Pittsburgh. I have no idea. I know what McCarthy's system will look like. I don't know what the target share for him is really going to be. I just don't in this system. Well, is he going to be a CeeDee Lamb? You know what I'm saying? Or is he going to be more of a in-betweener?
The thing is, DK is not a good contested ball catcher. And he has too many drops. Now, I have him on this list, and I have him higher. Matter of fact, he'll be the last guy we talk about today on my list.
Okay.
And I have him there because I think he will be a top 25 wide receiver just based on volume. And he will get points in chunks. He's the guy, like we talked earlier, Devontae Adams, 2 catches, 4 yards, or 2 touchdowns. DK will have 2 catches, 80 yards. So he got you 10 on 2. So that's what he's going to do. And if he can get in the end zone, he'll really blow his numbers up. And I'm liking what McCarthy's talking about running. If you just look what he did at Dallas, and if you want to go all the way back to Green Bay, which I don't, because the game is so much different than when he coached in Green Bay.
Yeah,
it's more relevant to now when he coached in Dallas. That's kind of the offense you're going to see. That's why I'm so high on Calvin Austin. But they're still going to have to bring in another guy. But DK, I'm not mad. Look, initially I had him down in this range, and I moved him up because I thought Mike McCarthy, and he making $30 million, is going to get his ass the ball. So, so I get it.
At 28. I got Terry McLaurin.
Boom! Boom! Hey! Terry McLaurin. We hit one.
Let's go, Terry. OH.
People think we crazy, but we got all excited because we took us 12 picks to get to where we got the same guy, Terry McLaurin. Ain't
Praise
that
Jesus.
Just a devil with a red dress on?
Oh, my God. We're quitting the show. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. That's amazing. Why don't you then tell me why you got Terry? Because you're going to have much better insight.
Terry is a competitor. And most guys get their bag and then they slow down. Terry was hurt all last year. His quarterback was hurt. Mariota, while being a serviceable backup, isn't in the stratosphere of Jaden Daniels,
no.
Who I'm trusting they are going to tell to quit running so much. And when you do run, get out of bounds. Don't even slide. Get out of bounds. So they're going to force feed him the ball. I don't think Debo was going to be back in Washington because he was on the 1-year deal. If he's back, he's back. But no one's eating into this guy's targets. Like, they're going to force him the ball. They giving you that kind of money, you're getting the ball. And Daniels loves him. Yeah. And they don't call him Scary Terry for nothing. Dude can ball. He's another guy I had right here on my list. Could be ranked too low under my notes. Because he could break into the top 15. And I hope I miss him by that much. But I'll probably, I know it's third person. I said I'll probably move up. But then you move for every person you move up, somebody got to move down.
That's it.
And then we already going to have, I would say, a legit 10 to 12 receivers that get drafted that you're going to want to probably put in your top 50.
Yep.
So therefore already guys are falling out. So, but yeah, why'd you have him there?
Pretty much the same reason. He's just a dog. He is
Yep.
that receiver in that offense. They scheme around him a lot. And until he shows me he's not able to put up those numbers, he's very quietly like a
There
Mike
you go.
Evans. He's just put up numbers every
There you go.
single year. And until he shows me he can't, I'm not going to say he can't. So,
Yeah, there you go. I mean, because he's putting up numbers. He even put up numbers with bad quarterbacks.
yeah, exactly.
So and so yeah. But one thing I did look at this list when I looked at my top 40. Boy, Ohio State is receiver you, buddy.
Oh,
Got some guys on this list because that brings me to number 27, Garrett Wilson. He's quarterback proof.
yep.
Even with bad quarterback play, before he got hurt, he was putting up numbers. And that's without them giving him the ball enough. Imagine if they actually throw him the ball 10 to 12 times a game.
Yeah.
You can put up even more numbers. But Garrett Wilson is an ultimate competitor. He's a dog, but they have to give him the ball. And God, can they please get a quarterback to throw him the ball?
Please.
I mean, come on. The Jets. No matter of fact, just trade him. Set him free.
Oh, I would love nothing more for that man to get out of there.
Set him free. Yeah, just the hell with getting him a quarterback. Just trade him.
At 27, I got Jalen Waddle. Just a lot of fluctuations in Miami right now. Dude could be the man. Dude could average about 10 to 12 points. Who knows? I have no idea what Jalen Waddle will do. It seems like he's quarterback proof because he hasn't had one his whole career. So my guess is he'll probably be right around this range.
Yeah. And he's on my list, but right now we're a couple spots away from each other. So
Yep.
That's why I say these blocks of 5. We've only had the one spot on, but we've been on a couple with blocks of 5, and then I've had some on my list that you haven't, and vice versa. But I see exactly what you're saying. Tyreek will come back, but Tyreek's coming back off a pretty major injury.
Yeah.
And he's slowing down. They've lost their offensive coordinator and head coach, but same guy. But that's what's really going to hinder this list. You had 9 new head coaches, and I believe 15 to 17 new offensive coordinators. So the league is going to look totally different next year.
And
from an offensive standpoint.
Speaking more on Jalen Waddle, listen to everything Lou said about Romeo Doubs in Green Bay. That's Miami's whole coaching staff right now in front office is Green Bay guys.
Yeah.
So it stands to reason that could translate over, which means 4 catches, 40 yards, 2 touchdowns.
Well, that could be if they get the receiving core Green Bay has. They don't have that receiving core right now. Because Tyreek's coming back. Will he be the same? Who knows? That's a brutal injury. Hopefully he is, for his sake. And
they'd also suck a dick right now to have Jordan Love under center.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They will. But they're going to get Jordan Love's backup. They're going to get Malik Willis.
Exactly.
So, but then, they also have Malik Washington down there? Somebody like that is the other receiver. But they don't have Green Bay's receiving core. So this guy, he'll get some points.
Yeah. 26, Lou, I have Carnell Tate. Rookie. We have him. We talked about this before the show. I have him getting drafted by the Giants. I think he and Malik Neighbors will be a fantastic pair for Jackson Dart. And I mean, that dude could have just a fantastic rookie season. He's a big, good receiver.
And I got to be honest, he is one of the nicest young men you'll ever meet.
Is he?
We happen to hang out at the same UPS place, and I've bumped into him a couple of times. I do not know him. I'm the old man that speaks in UPS, and he's a very kind young man. But so I wish him nothing but the best. And obviously, with him being a Buckeye, I'm 100% in with the backstage Buckeye deal and stuff.
Yep.
But I could see that. I could see his number being right in the 20s this year.
Dig it.
At my 26, I have Jameson Williams, Detroit Lions.
Nice.
This one, you talk about helter skelter. He could be 6, 26, or 86.
Yep.
This dude is all over the board. He'll go 2 weeks without getting you a catch.
Yeah,
And
100%.
then he'll put up 38.
Yeah, he is a wild card. The definition of a wild card.
He's the biggest, second biggest wild card in my top 40. With the biggest wild card, is Calvin Austin III. Is my biggest wild card in my top 40. Yeah. Jameson Williams is, in my opinion, he's not where Calvin Austin is, but he is a wild card to be as high as I have him at 26.
Well, what I think lends credence to putting him there, because I actually think I have him a little higher on my list. I might be covering him on our next show. What intrigues me about Jameson Williams is his production last year versus what he's done when Ben Johnson was the OC. Mm-hmm. They're using him more. He's not just running straight. They're developing him a little bit more as a route runner, because Amon-Ra is just getting destroyed by himself across the middle every single play. So I think the development of him is very intriguing. But again, will it actually happen, or will we just use him as we've been using him? So
yeah, and again, not to get too far into our team breakdowns, which I tend to wonder if the audience can't tell by now. Mm-hmm. But they're also going to start developing Isaac Tesla, who's a good receiver, big body receiver. But we'll talk about that when we get into more team breakdown, fantasy projection type stuff. But yeah, so that's who I have over there. 26 is Jameson Williams.
Dig it. Take us to 25.
I got Zay Flowers with the Ravens.
Okay.
Just because I don't know what the new offensive coordinator is going to do. Are they actually going to throw more? If they do, I have him too low. If they don't, I may hit his number. He may be a guy that never moves off of 25 for me. He's always going to be a number 2. If I drafted him, he's starting every week. Without question, he's starting every week. Some guys would tell you that he won't. And when we get to certain guys on the list, I'll tell you, I have a black line through their name on the draft because they will not be on my team, period.
Yeah.
And I don't care where, but my rankings are rankings for the fans, for our listeners and everybody, fans of the show, because they may not feel that same way. But this is a guy, Zay Flowers will, look what he did against Pittsburgh when they gave him the opportunity and gave him opportunities to make plays.
Oh, yeah.
If not for him, that Pittsburgh blows the Ravens out of the state. Pittsburgh blows somebody out. Wait a minute. What? Mm-hmm. That offense Pittsburgh had last year would have blew them out. You know that was bad. So yeah. I think, and they can't keep leaning so heavily on Derrick Henry because eventually that dam is going to break. So they got to get another receiver. But in the meantime, he's their only true option. So they need to get him the ball more.
100%. I like the reasoning that their offense is going to be very intriguing next year just because of everything being new. They're going to be I think they're going to be a lot of fun to watch, or they're going to be an absolute dumpster fire. At 25, I have Mekhi Lemon, another rookie out of USC.
You sprinkling in some rookies pretty good here.
Yes, sir. I have him. And I told people, I am not a Kansas City fan. I do not root for them in any way, shape, or form. But what I did not want was them getting a top 10 pick, because fuck and wow. If they can pull Mekhi Lemon at 9, whoo, that dude could be a beast in that offense.
The only reason they take Mekhi Lemon at 9 is if Jeremiah Love is gone to the Saints at 8. If Jeremiah Love is on that board at 9, he's putting on a Kansas City Chiefs uniform.
Yep.
Because they have Rashee Rice. They have Xavier Worthy. Mm-hmm. They don't have a running back.
And you know what's funny? In my mock draft, Jeremiah Love goes to the Saints at 8.
There you go. You've done your work, young man. How are you not winning leagues?
Because I know football. I don't know fantasy football.
With the clear preparation that you're doing, how are you not winning leagues?
I've never done a football show before. This is what we should have been doing since the start.
Oh, man. Oh.
Yeah. It's a dad. I'm sorry I disappointed you, Dad.
Don't worry about it, son. Don't worry about it. What number we on? 24?
We are on 24. Who you
24.
got?
I got a guy you've already spoken on, Emeka Ibuka. So we're really not going to chew our food twice. I came at it from a different, everything you said, absolutely correct.
Yeah.
I just put on my notes, he had his sophomore slump during his rookie season, so he should hit the ground running. So he shouldn't fall off like he did again, because his production was, remember, Offensive Player of the Year this year was Jackson Smith and Jigma.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, through the first 6 weeks, they were neck and neck. He was neck and neck with Emeka Ibuka to see who would be the Offensive Player of the Year. Emeka Ibuka was looking like the Offensive Rookie of the Year through the first 6 weeks. So he'll get that back, hit the ground running, and we've already talked about him, so I'll just leave it there. He had a sophomore slump during the last half of the rookie season.
There you go. We got about 12 minutes left in the show. I don't know if Lou's going to fill up about 15 minutes ranting about my guy at 24. Cortland Sutton, veteran for Denver. He leads the team in red zone targets every year, but he's one of your Romeo Dobbs up and down. Jamison Williams, 38, 0. 13, 0. He's all over the damn map.
I mean, I'm not going to eat the rest of the show. Only thing I'll say about Cortland Sutton is you have him too low.
Okay.
You have him too low. We'll get to him. Not today. That tells you how low you have him. You got him low. But that's okay. You got time to make adjustments, so I'll give you that.
I appreciate it. Well, all the preparation I did, I had to give you something to shit on me about.
I mean, look, you did. You did. Well, that pretty much assures that we will not get another one right together. We won't guess the same person at the same place because we only have 3 left. Yeah. And my number 23 is Devonta Smith.
Oh, damn it. We almost hit it again. Shit.
I got Devonta Smith. He always plays second fiddle to AJ Brown for money reasons is what it is. Even though he got his bag, Brown got a bigger bag. But the guy that always shows up is Smith. Brown doesn't always show up, even though I have him very high on my list because he has quiet production being Brown. I'm talking about Devonta Smith is consistent production. Mm-hmm. He's just consistent. And I could see him being, again, he's the 4th guy I'm about to say I might have him too low. But damn, when I get in my list, who's dropping out? So 23 is a good spot for him. Devonta Smith, new offensive coordinator, which they'll turn Jalen Hurts loose more, and who's the most underrated quarterback in the league, and the most criticized quarterback in the league, I should say. Yep. But yeah, Devonta Smith at 23.
Dig it. I have Christian Watson, Green Bay. I love this dude. I think he's a great receiver. I got him projected for about 13 to 14 and a half points a game. Only thing I'm seeing with Christian Watson is, can he stay on the field? And as Lou mentioned earlier, there's a lot of mouths to feed there.
Yeah, and the thing is, too, with him, I looked at him anywhere from 20 to 40 on this list, and he didn't even make it. Because I don't have Green Bay figured out yet. So some of those guys will matriculate into these lists as we go. But who you got at 22?
Devonta Smith. Look at that. Why?
That's what I figured.
Every reason Lou said. Dude's just consistent as hell.
That's what I figured. And you know what's funny? He would have been at 22 for me, but I moved somebody into my top 20 and dropped everybody down a spot.
Oh, dirty dogs.
So he would have been at 22. But at 22, I had a guy you already talked about, Jaden Waddle. We've already talked about him for the same reasons. My biggest question marks is the new coach and the new OC. What are we going to do? You already spit out all the facts about that, so I'll leave it there.
There you go. And at 21, to wrap up my side of things, I got Zay Flowers. Everything Lou said, there's just no way he's used the same amount or less, if that's possible, than how Harbaugh used him. So I just think he's got to be able to produce. And if he doesn't, it was nice seeing you in Baltimore. I hope you land somewhere where they throw you the ball.
Yeah, and he's in that. See, we got him in that block of 5.
Yep.
At my 21, I have DK Metcalf.
Okay.
Because I'm just taking a shot in the dark that the coach that they got now will actually use him. Because others didn't use him. We give him $30 million. You give a guy $30 million, don't use him. They got to use him. If not, again, like you just said about your guy, Zay,
Mm-hmm.
let that bird fly. Like I
Yeah.
said about Gary Wilson, let him go. If you're not going to use them, let them go. And what's funny is we would have had 22 right, except I slid my number 20 in, which we'll talk about on the next show, who
Mm-hmm.
bumped everybody down.
Dog. No, this was I think a good jumping off point. I think we put some names in people's heads that they may not have otherwise been thinking of. I think we may have squashed some hype for some other homers out there that might be like, well, Jalen Waddle, he's a Dolphin and he does a touchdown dance like a penguin. Nobody gives a shit, dude. You got no quarterback. So shut up, Armando, about the damn Dolphins. I'm sorry. Did that come out? That just flew out of my mouth.
Clear.
I'm sorry. I'm going to let you talk for a minute. You got anything else for everybody, Lou?
No, I mean, that's pretty much it. Again, hit that like and subscribe buttons so you get notified every time these shows come out. We really appreciate you supporting the show. Get in the comments. We'll respond. Let us know your thoughts on our list. Just keep it clean, keep it respectful, or we'll come right back at your ass. We ain't ducking you. So save yourself the trouble in that aspect. And, if you want, give us a couple of your top 40. Tell us where you think we were right, where we're wrong, high, low, indifferent. Anyway, we do appreciate everybody listening.
There you go. And I will end the show as I always will. Go check us out over at calibrationmediagroup.com. That is our podcasting network home. You can find us there. You can find Lou's other fantastic show, Backstage Buckeye, where he interviews former Ohio State athletes about life after sports. You can check out a fantastic style show for the ladies called Fashion at 50, where, hey, women sometimes struggle a little bit with your fashion when you hit a certain age. We got the person to help you out over at calibrationmediagroup.com and Fashion at 50. You also have our other show over there, Kiss the Reviews, which is an R-rated movie review show. You can check all of those movies and more out, or all of those movies. Jesus, nice read, dickhead. You can check all of those shows and more out over at calibrationmediagroup.com. For Lou Willard, I am Corey Idle. We will catch you on the flip side.